Hi, beautiful Gemini. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Gemini, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Different. I asked, like, where can I be of the greatest service to you? And something that came to me was your ascension process. And basically, your ascension process is your process to get more into a love vibration, right? Like, we are all striving to just get, well, I don't know if all are, but I think that the majority of people wants to become more empathetic, wants to be more loving, wants to be more understanding, wants to have more love and understanding in their life, like from other people. And so we're gravitating towards this love vibration, which many people call ascension. So let's see where you're at on this ascension journey. Let's see if there's some information, inspiration, perhaps solutions to a situation. So we're starting with three initial cards, always with three initial cards, three initial energies, and we're going to go deeper and deeper into these energies. And if you resonate with the reading, there's also going to be an extension to go even deeper that you're so welcome to. So Gemini, your ascension process. This is going to be for mid-May until mid-June. Mid-May until mid-June of 2022. It flipped but didn't come out. That's weird. Well, it's sort of because I usually just get the three cards. Falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. Romantic, captivating, dramatic, and flirtatious. Wow. So that wants to make itself known. Like, then I'm seeing something like, okay, so I don't know necessarily if this is, usually when the card flips, but it doesn't sort of jump out, it's that it wants to be acknowledged, but it's not like, okay, this is not the main focus on what's going on right now. However, I just want to say this feels, because I'm so set on the ascension process, like where you're at on your ascension process. I mean, this basically is helping you get there. And now I'm seeing, like, I see this moon. I see this is a moon in the background. And then those are not called daffodils, are they? Maskros in Swedish. Maskros. And before the maskros becomes a maskros, we can, you blow on this daffodil. No, daffodil, isn't that påsklilja? Well, those white fluffy ones, like it sort of takes one look at them and they just go off into the wind and creates all these maskrosor. So maybe people speaking English learn a Swedish word. It's maskros. It's the yellow flower. There's something here that, okay, so the moon sort of shows some sort of steadiness, which is weird because I think that the moon never represents really like steadiness. But I guess the steadiness, like the moon is like representing something that's like laying dormant or something that's like underneath. Something is going on underneath. And the moon is sort of quite mysterious, quite deep. And it's sort of, well, I wouldn't normally say that, okay, oh, the moon, so there's a lot of stability here. Like I wouldn't say that because the moon sort of is a little bit of an upheaval energy. Like people can't sleep during the full moon. There's a lot of excitement during the new moon. It's anything but steady, but I guess it's steady in the way that it shows up. Does that make sense? It's steady in the fact that, like, the moon controls the oceans. How's that for steady? Like the ebb and the flow of the earth, of the oceans. And yeah, it is consistent when it comes to a full moon. It's consistent when it comes to a new moon. It's consistent in its phases. So there's something to, okay, so, and I get a Scorpio, like a Scorpio feel to this energy here as well. Just stay with me here because I don't really know where this is going. It's always so fascinating to me. Like I think I'm starting somewhere and then something else is being given to me and I sort of just have to go with it. So there's something with the stability of the moon, but then in front of it, we have this maskros situation before it becomes the flower, we have all those seeds that are like easily spread for the, like in the wind, easily. And there's like, we're planting around this, around the steadiness of the moon. If we just sort of continue to just move with the phases of the moon and the influence of the moon, and understand that sometimes the moon shows up in a full moon capacity, and sometimes it shows up in a new moon capacity. Sometimes the moon creates ebb, and sometimes the moon creates flow, and that there's a natural rhythm to that, so that we understand that just because it's ebb doesn't mean that it's bad, and it doesn't mean that it's going to stay there forever. And just because it's flow, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily like awesome and now there's awesomeness for the rest of my life. The awesomeness is the come and go, the ebb and flow, the question and the answer. And the sooner we can just love the question and the answer, understand that there's no constant ever in the universe. There's a question and there's an answer. There's a problem, there's a solution, right? That there's something here, something being spread for the wind right now. Like there's seeds are being placed all over, all around you. And if you just sort of go with the flow, go with the ebb of the steadiness of how the moon shows up, and you understand that this too shall pass, there's some really fascinating thing going on there simultaneously underneath. And it is like falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. So there's a sudden or like a quick thing coming in here. And if this is a love interest, or if this is like a passion of yours, this is a job opportunity, whatever, it seems to bring a lot of emotions. Like it's just, if this is one of those like infatuations with someone, maybe you've been in love before, maybe you've been like smitten by someone, it's like almost the only thing you can think about. You can almost not eat or sleep, or like you're just so infatuated with their energy that like nothing else really matters. So there's a need to stay grounded at this time as well. So I'm going to put this back. This is interesting because there's so much more than just a little like peekaboo. This is very much like a side note, a very strong side note perhaps for someone. So Gemini, 3 cards. 3 cards, 3 initial energies. And if it's supposed to be here, it's going to come out again. If you sort of just didn't get like the speed it needed to get out. Then there's a message in that as well. For Gemini and their Ascension, please. Two of Autumn. Bring fun into everything you do, juggling multiple priorities or jobs, an exceptional talent for multitasking. So yeah, for sure there's a lot of things going on, and I see those little flowers or little seeds sort of flying around, flying about, in this card as well. There's a lot of, it seems like either there's going to be a lot of your plate coming in, or you just really have a lot on your plate right now, and to learn how to deal with it, learn how to navigate it. But this is also almost like the representation of Gemini. Like this is Gemini. If we generalize Gemini, it's like you have a lot on your plate always. And second and third, please. Second and third. Taking a little bit of time, I have to say. So let's see what that is about. It can also be that the cards are just adjusting themselves to get out exactly as they are supposed to. King of Spring, a financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now. An unexpected supporter of your cause. So there's a beautiful, it can literally be a windfall, like a big money coming in. Someone is in need of money, and here's the answer. And your leadership skills are needed now. Like, I just feel like with the first card that came out, that was about the moon and the flower. It was a need to stay grounded. Like, you just really, it's going to be such an emotional shift for you. So there's a need to stay grounded. Like, I would start to meditate every day, or just put your feet on the ground, like in the grass with your socks off, for like 5 minutes. Start your day like that. Or like anything that just keeps you grounded. Because this is also about like having a little bit, maybe not necessarily too much to do, but there's going to be an overwhelming shift there for you. A lot of things coming in at once, or something coming in that really shakes your core in the best of ways, but still it does. Like, it calls for a grounding. And this one, like, yes, perhaps it is the leadership. If this is like you being at a job situation, like leading a company, being a boss type, like in a company, and there's like a big influx in work, like there's a big request on whatever it is that you're doing, like you're needed in a lot of places at the same time, or there's like this big opportunity for this job of yours to just or if it's like something completely different, where you're a little bit bombarded with things coming, but it's something you want. And it could be even love. Like, there's love coming your way. And all of this is like the core of this is the ascension process. Remember that? It's the ascension process. So there's something here. Okay, so if Gemini is not going to keep themselves grounded and make that real connection with their inner self, with their love and their higher vibration on their own, to really get on to that ascension path, to get on to having that real connection with your inner being, then what can we do to get Gemini to listen? We're gonna swamp them with like so many things. And it's not they are like putting you through stuff that you don't want. This is you asking for a higher vibration. You're asking for an improvement constantly in your life. This is you wanting to come into a love vibration and have a bigger understanding, and likewise, like, have a bigger understanding, like, from people coming back to you. That's gonna like call out for you to just calm down and sit in meditation and just have that connection be made. Is it necessarily the best way to get the Gemini's attention? I don't know, because if there's anything that Gemini is good at, it's multitasking. Like, you're just awesome when it comes to multitasking. You're having 10 things going at once, and like, you're the type of person that when someone asks you, like, what did you do today? It's like, I didn't do much. And then still you did like 5 big things, but it's like, since you didn't have 10 things, it wasn't really all that much. So I don't know if necessarily this is the best way to get your attention, but let's just continue here and see what else we can find. Okay, third card out. Third card for Gemini, please. And 8 of Autumn. Do more research before proceeding. Education in the form of seminars, going back to school, or apprenticeships, excellent craftsmanship, and long-term projects. It's a little bit tricky for the tongue here. I see this as that child can be Gemini, but that woman, the wise woman, can also be Gemini. It's like it's a student-teacher situation. Sometimes, the expression of when the student is ready, the teacher appears, or when the student is ready, the master appears. And there's a situation here. This is your ascension process. There's a situation here where you're getting yourself ready. You're preparing yourself. You might not even understand that is what you're doing. You could have overwhelmed yourself to the point of like, you just need to go into meditation. You just need to calm down. You need to be more in stillness. like you push yourself so to the, okay, so any normal person maybe would have had like 10 things on their plate, and lately Gemini has had 20. And one of those things comes from you like having a little bit of a hard time saying no to things, because it's not necessarily that you don't want to do these things, it's just that they become too many. They become too many things, and it might just be that you just love every question you get. Like, do you want to go on this thing? Do you want to help out with that? Or do you want to come join in for this? And all of it sounds fun. So it's not necessarily even that you're saying yes to things that you don't really want to do, but even the fun gets crazy. Like even, so I have a pencil here with, I don't actually have a pen, where so correct. It's the Virgo in me. I'm Leo's sun, but there's a lot of Virgo in me. Anyway, there was another. I'm holding on to this pen, and this pen is gorgeous. This pen is like, oh my God, it's the best pen I've ever had. And I'm gonna hold on to it, and I'm gonna hold on to it, and I'm gonna hold on to it. Eventually, there's gonna be a cramp. Eventually, however good this pen is, however good this situation is, this friend, this experience, this whatever it is, eventually, if you just continue to hang on to it and say yes to things, is going to become a cramp. It's going to become something that is not fun anymore. So it doesn't matter if the thing that you're holding on to, or the thing that you keep saying yes to, or the thing that you keep not saying no to, whether it's what you would consider to be really good or what you consider to be really bad, eventually all of it becomes a cramp. Like we need to have stillness in between. That's what's interesting with any type of play or music, or like if you pay attention to how the ups and downs of music, or the ups and downs of a manuscript, like the pause in anything can be the biggest impact, can have like the most gorgeous shift to the thing that we're listening to or watching. Like complete silence. You need silence. And there's something here. It's like in order for you, sometimes you're the student and sometimes you're the teacher. And I love that about Gemini, because Gemini is you're so gorgeous. You're like an Oprah. I don't know what Oprah is. I don't know her sign, but she's a typical Gemini. She is, if you ever watched Oprah, she is as much student as she's teacher in any moment. And that's why she's so freaking great, and she can meet any person on any level, and she's not going to try to like outdo anyone. And that is Gemini. Like that is you. I don't know if she's a Gemini. I'm just comparing you to Oprah, because you're like, you can be in any situation, and sometimes you're going to be such a teacher to someone else, and sometimes you're going to be such a student in the moment, and you can even shift in the same conversation. You're that good. You're not claiming to be a student forevermore, and you're not claiming to be a teacher knowing it all forevermore. But there's something here that has, like, with this, there's so much on your plate. You're learning how to multitask, and that's why I'm saying maybe that's even a bad thing for Gemini here, that like don't give them more things to do. They're just going to figure it out. But this is like, okay, we up the stakes here, and we just put even more into the situation for you to need, like there's going to be a lot of beautiful things coming in, but those beautiful things are sort of pushing you into a corner. It requires of you to really put the hat on of a student, and really put the hat on of a teacher, to really come into that student teacher mentality that you somewhat already have, but even more so right now. It's like you pushed yourself into a corner that you force yourself to take that pause. You're the melody, you're the music playing all night long. Like you have no pause until you crash. And this time you're asked, for the sake of yourself and for the sake of your health and for the sake of this ascension, you're bringing so much clarity and so much stability and so much Is that what the moon card was trying to say? It wasn't the moon card. But is that what it's trying to say? It's trying to say that also we're planting the seeds, but just like the moon is not constant ebb, and it's not constant flow, and it's not constantly full circle, and it's not constantly new. It's constantly shifting. Sometimes it's complete, and we go into that silence. There's nothing. It's just silence. There's no more. And sometimes it's full on new energy. Let's start something new. Let's start something intriguing and interesting and passionate. And sometimes we're holding back, and sometimes we're letting it flow. And for those seeds to find roots, and for those seeds to really also, like in the pause, those seeds can really find like a home. And even if that was a love interest, or that's like a big situation is about to shift for you, and you feel that this person is about to come into your life, where they're going to come in, if you keep asking for this person, you wonder where they are, you feel them, you sense them so clearly, you might even know who it is, and you wonder, like, why can't I make this work? Like, why aren't they coming in? Or if you're already in a relationship and there's a little bit, like, not necessarily arguments, but there's a little bit of a constant not relaxing in the relationship. Does that make sense? It's in the pause, it's in the space that you find clearance and calmness and clarity. It's in the space and the pause that this person, for Gemini singles who are looking for love, that the person can come in. I'm going to take this into the extension and see what else I can find for you. Very interesting start here. And I wasn't even drawn to the numbers of this, which is, I usually just speak so much about the numbers. So maybe we'll go deeper into that and see what else is in your ascension process for right now. Interesting start here, I have to say. So, excuse me. If you're interested in that, you're so welcome to the extension. There's 2 ways of getting there. Read about them in the description box. If not, thank you so much for watching. Subscribing and liking would really help me a lot if you like this video. And I hope to see you back soon, guys. Bye.